Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our morning stream, um, the early morning market outlook. I call it the sunrise show. You know how we roll. We're not gonna take long, 15 minutes tops, and then we move. So let's get to it without any wasting time. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Here we go. Okay. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, as I said, we'll get to analyze and speak about a lot of things, but without any wasting time, let's just quickly do the fundamentals and see what we're looking at in terms of fundamentals. I hope you had a great night. I hope your night was great. And do not forget to like and subscribe as you're joining. As you're joining, let's get the live going, man. So let's just quickly look into the H funder. So looking at the H funder today, we have USD CAD, Dow Jones again, Nasdaq. So basically Nikkei, USD CHF again. Now we have platinum coming through as bullish. We have the British pound being bullish again. Just want to confirm with the British pound, was there any news besides Fed chair speaking yesterday? Nothing a day before. Let me see. Okay, it was just because. Oh, no, I'm lost. I'm looking at the wrong date. Sorry. The 13th, which was a Monday, it was a bank holiday. There's a bank holiday on Monday. Okay. Why did I miss it? So, Monday I didn't do anything. So, Fed chair speaks yesterday. On the British pound side, there is nothing today. So, you can look at the Empire Manufacturing Index. So, nothing much happening. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's look at the H fund and then I just wanted to confirm something. The British pound is coming through very bullish now. You look at GBP NZD, GBP AUD, GBP CAD. I will look at GBP CAD Russell as well. It's coming through as bullish, but the bullishness in Russell and the others are not as good. I do love a +7 in terms of bullishness, but I just want to look at the economic heat map of the British on UK. Let's see UK economic heat map. I'm just trying to lay out the foundation on why the British pound bullish. It looks a very bearish, eh? Unemployment rate yesterday came out 4.8. So unemployment rate has increased, which is a worrisome. Unemployment changes went up while CPI just 3.8 remained the same as forecasted. I was worried about CPI, but it's up a bit high, 3.8%, while unemployment rate is increasing. Unemployment change is a bit higher than expected. So this is getting me worried in terms of when you look at the interest rate. Um, there are possibilities of cutting rates here in the near future. When you look at unemployment rate, there is possibility of them cutting rates given the fact that unemployment rate is increasing, and you can see here that is one look at unemployment rate. It's higher, it's bearish for the pound. You know that when they cut rates, there's less interest into that currency. So it's about 40%. So if I were to compare it with the Australian dollar, because that's what I want to trade as well, it's PBAUD, 42%. It is fairly, so lately there's not recent data that came out. Unemployment, the last unemployment rate came out exactly the same, 4.2%. So we'll go check which one is positive. But anyway, I just wanted to confirm that. Also looking at, because GBP CAD as well, that's what I'm interested in. So the Canadian one now is starting to get a bit of bullishness coming through, but it's still fairly bearish. You look at the last two date numbers, unemployment rate went lower, which is great for the dollar. Unemployment rate went lower, with CPI also low. Oh, very good. Lower CPI, but the worry at CPI is below 2%, and the target is 2%. So you don't want to see CPI, or you don't want to see inflation below 2%, because that's more like deflation. So you don't want deflation, but you don't want overinflation. So looking at this data here, it's a bit worrying that it's below 1.9%. So look, the might cut rates, I think Canadian might cut rates. Unemployment rate also went low, which was a good data for me. PPI went lower. So there is a problem with inflation. So Canada is dealing with inflation, which is deflating now below 2%. But 1.9 is not worrying, but we don't want a soft landing in that area. But we'll speak about a lot of things in the evening. Let's just quickly go to um, top setup, and I just wanted to get an idea what exactly am I looking at before I go to work today, and what exactly trade setup am I looking for. So, okay. So if we to look at, I said I want to look at British pound. Sentiment, sentiment is 2 plus, technical, because it's very consolidating. Fundamentals 3 plus. It's not as bullish. I think it's not as bullish. I'm more interested into looking into the indices now, and I'm gonna look at British pound against the dollar yen. But yeah, these are the one that I'm interested in. Let's quickly look at the technicals. Bitcoin is no longer bullish. Interesting. Okay, let's look at the technicals. Um, I am gonna firstly look at. Remember yesterday in the AM session, I said I was looking for Dow Jones long. Unfortunately, I was not taken on the trade. Just a few pips away from the entry that I was looking for. And here we go. The market is pushed to the upside. Even if I were to go to the 4-hour time frame, I really do not see an exact point of entry. I think my entry was supposed to be at that support. Unfortunately, it pushed to the upside. I didn't want to use the support as my entry. I just wanted a more like a good risk to reward entry. So just push to the upside. That's US30, and it's very bullish as well. You look at Nasdaq as well. I am looking for lower prices, even though we are holding that support. You could hold that and come back all the way up. My worries, it might still hold that and still come back lower before it push back to the upside. So I am not gonna even consider it. Russell also missed the trade on Russell, but this happened on Friday during the market meltdown. Really, I had a limit, but decided to change my limit given how the fundamental were acting. But I do love that it's really flipped now. The next move that I'm looking for, it should be somewhere on that support here, to look for higher prices and see if can we get those higher prices. But other than that, as I said earlier, on the forex side, I am looking for GBP AUD. Could we use this as a support? I think so. I do think so. I do think so. Okay, we could use this as support. This support, yeah. We could use that support as support, yeah. So I am gonna be watching closely. I am gonna be watching British pound against Australian dollar long. Um, just want an entry here. Okay, I'm gonna look at entry on 75% retracement. That gives me a better risk to reward if I were to enter a trade. So this is what I'm looking for. Yeah. So if we get British pound coming back to this 75% retracement, I am gonna look for longs on British pound against the Australian dollar. It looks clean. It looks clean though. We could still retrace lower. If we don't get that retracement that I'm talking about, I am not gonna take a trade. Because if we were to look at it, besides going too much into technicals, um, if we were to look at it, we've been on the downtrend, yeah. We just broken below the downtrend, pushed above. The worry also, one might say, what if it holds this as this current support rate is? It could hold that support and still push back to the upside. If it does and break above this current high, I am still gonna look for that retracement. So I look for better risk to reward for my entries to make sense. So I am like really considering that alone. But however, so if we're to look at British pound against the Canadian dollar, as I said earlier, I'm not interested in it. There's not good volume, there's not good direction. It's just consolidating for the past few weeks. So I hate trading a consolidating market. And then also I do have a limit set here on USD against the Swiss franc. I'm waiting for this good retracement. So if the market gets back to this retracement, yeah, where my limit is, I'm gonna get an entry. I'm looking for longs. One thing which I hate the most that I did, I took longs here earlier on, pushed to the upside. I decided to take out, decided to close all my positions. And that maybe I panicked given the fact that there was so much volatility. But if I waited, after this retracement, we've broken above, broke above. Right now, maybe perhaps I'll be looking for the second trade while holding the previous trade. But it's either neither there or here now. I have just decided not to, I've just decided against that trade. Now I am looking for this trade here to look to go to the upside. As it traces lower, I'm hoping to hold that support, go long on that, on this support on Swiss franc, USD against the Swiss franc. There is copper. I don't normally trade copper. I will look at silver and oil. Those are not my favorite, but as I said, also S&P 500. We can just quickly go look at we can just quickly look at silver. Oh, silver is not here. Okay, let's quickly look at silver. Not a fan of silver normally, but I do look at silver. I don't want to. And I was also considering TLT. It's just overstretched for me. That's why I'm saying I'm not even gonna look at it. US oil is still retracing lower. Uh, I am gonna look for a trade unless if it gives it there a full trade above that, use that as support, maybe to look for longs. Definitely that I will look for a trade. Um, and then look, as for indices, I think there's nothing for me for now. I am still looking for lower prices. And if you wanna see how, join me tonight during the 7 p.m. We are trading the PM session. I think I'll explain more fundamentals, what I'm looking for in terms of fundamentals for me to definitely have a conclusive trade on the indices. But I think that's it for me, man. Let me look at TLT. I said I'll look at TLT. I said I'll look at TLT because I'm considering buying treasury yield. TLT, I think there is high possibility for TLT to go high. It is holding that support. Look, treasure, if we were to look at the 10-year treasury yield, I think they're just pressing in for rate cards. I think so. They're just, I think there is a bit of anxiety in terms of where is the 10-year treasury? Here we go. There is a bit of anxiety here because if we were to look at it, we're still moving low. Let me just quickly do this. We still have this low prices as if they look like they are pricing in for rate cuts, because already yesterday we were about at 4.3. Now we're still coming back lower. So I think maybe because there's no we have not received any labor data. Maybe that is why there's like that possible that if we get bad labor data, we might cut rates. So I think there might be that anxiousness. But look, I'm just closely watching first rand, and I'll speak a lot about first rand in the near future, but not now. Just looking to see where we're standing with first rand. It is just consolidating. And I think already my come on, man. So if we get a good move to the upside, definitely I might decide if we close above, I might decide to buy more first rand. But for me tonight, as I said, GPP AUD, that's a trade for today, that's a trade that I'm looking for. It's more prominent and clear on the daily time. Oh, come on, man, what am I doing? On the daily time frame, I am looking for a trade like this. Remember 75 retracement and look for longs, and also high possibilities of being taken on a trade. Yeah, might come back all the way down. I just prefer holding that support at that high to look for higher prices. So I am looking for longs there. I think it's more clear on a daily time frame. So this is me for today, man. There's nothing much. It's just USD and GBP AUD. Those are the ones that I'm watching closely. And remember, this is a this is a early morning session, so I don't speak about a lot. I'm just looking at things that I will have to set the limit on. Just try to just try to make sure that I get a trade while I'm busy at work and have my alarms on. And then the last thing that I said I will speak about and be conclusive on is I've missed the trade on US30. Is it US30? Yes. The trade is, I think I might have missed this trade. Though it could still hold that support and still come back, retrace lower, and I will just be closely watching and I'll decide from there. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to like and subscribe. I truly appreciate you joining me. And um, as I always say that I will start to do this stream almost every single day just to make sure we are all up to par, we all understand each other, we are all looking at the same thing. So therefore, do not be scared to like and subscribe. Join me every single morning. I normally start streaming at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. until 7:30. That's when we speak about things that we'll be looking for the rest of the day. And do not forget also to check out Tigmail. It is a good broker, but do your due diligence. That's my partner broker for the stream. So with that being said, man, I truly appreciate all of you. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And this was the Sunrise Outlook Show. Have a great day. Have a productive day. For those that are full-time traders, also have a good trading day. As for me, I will catch you up during the PM session. Catch me up South African time, 7 p.m. South African time. That's where we'll meet tonight. Other than that, have a great day. Have a productive day. And this is prayer. I love you guys. Bye.